This singer-songwriter urges people to soak up what she says is the in real life vibe to her recently released single called Grid of Nines. We speak now with Caren Tevanny. Thank you so much, Caren, for joining us. And she has brought her guitar along with her because she'll be singing a few lines from Grid of Nines later during the interview. So tell us, where did you get the inspiration to write the song Grid of Nines?
Well, actually, me by profession, I'm a digital marketing specialist. So I mostly do things online, for clients and all. And I tend to realize that everyone is really into the social media world, which is not bad, because technology will always be good, for everyone. However, sometimes I notice that even myself, I forgot to live by the moment.
Yes.
We're
trapped. Looking and watching our phones day in and day out.
If we go on vacation, first thing I do when I go there is take a reel, take a photo, and then I forget to just, savor the moment. Oh, the beach is so beautiful.
That's true.
So
basically, taking photographs, taking videos are the priority rather than interacting, mingling with the people in the area.
Correct. And then on the deeper part of it, or deeper side of it, there's this psychological thing like, when you see other people having a good life, you tend to have something in you that feels like, I hope I could also be that.
Jealous.
Yes.
You become jealous.
Because we're humans and that's fine. But somehow, instead of getting jealous, I tend to relay in this song that be inspired and be motivated with what you see. So if you see someone fit, then, do what he does.
Be an inspiration.
Do exercise as she does. Those kinds of things.
But also, Caren, the big problem by being trapped in the online and social media world is that we live with the comments.
Exactly.
We live
you rely
with the
on
likes.
The likes.
And we live with the number of followers. We keep on checking. Do I have an additional follower today? How many more followers do I have? See?
And even when it comes to the brands, they all rely on the numbers.
So how do we get out of this trap in your song?
Well, I think it's not getting out. It's just utilizing it and, balancing everying. You have your social media life, and at the same time, you still savor the moment that you have behind the reels.
I was talking to Curve Entertainment Ciso Chan, and I was also telling him in the past, during my generation, social media wasn't even there. Right? We would only be communicating via telephone.
And then even the phones are Nokia, and
that's right. 2.5G. They never had these kinds of wide screens. And promoting songs, you will have to go to the different lunchtime programs, evening shows to promote your songs.
You'll have to scout your CDs. It's CDs, not even MP3s.
Yeah, I know. But now you need social media. You need those followers for your music to get viral.
Correct.
But it is also important for you.
It is important. That's why it's not letting go of it or removing it totally, but it's just putting it in the right place, using it in the right way.
And what have you learned about music being a member of an all-female band that is now disbanded and now as a solo artist?
Well, there's a lot of things I've learned. Number one is acceptance, for whatever weakness you have. Because, of course, you're in an all-female band, I'm guilty of, you're all girls and you wanted to be in front, right? I'm guilty of that, of course. And then you tend to realize that, it's not about that. It's just about the music. And then when you start to focus on it, that's where you really grow. So that's what I learned. And then I learned how to collaborate. Because before, of course, I just wanted my own, write songs on my own, do things on my own. But it's really nice to work with someone and then accept criticisms, accept advice, suggestions. It really makes everything good.
So, do you prefer being a solo artist now, being on your own, writing your own music?
Well, I have a band. I still have a band. So when I perform, I have a band. And then I still get their suggestions. I work with producers. So I think the solo part there is just the name itself, but I work with a lot of people.
And how important is and significant that your Grid of Nines is now on the online music portals?
Well, it's really important because that's one of the messages that I wanted to really relate to others. Especially sometimes, with the young generation nowadays, there's hate You know, there's negative impact, you know, negative messaging. And that's the thing, you know, you use social media in the right way where you relay good messages because it's a very powerful platform. Anything
Positivity.
you say,
Good vibes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although it's not a perfect world, but you know, as much as possible, you try to send a message that will really touch and inspire others because it's all over. Once you put something up, it's gonna be everywhere in the world.
So how do you deal with bashers?
Well, I don't.
With criticism online?
I don't really think of them as bashers. I sometimes, you know, when some people say something not nice about me, I also try to reflect on it. Maybe there's.
Do you react to it? Do you comment?
No.
Or you just leave it alone?
I leave it alone. That's the best way to deal with it.
And you have had your first single called Deliverance, and now
Yes.
Grade of Nines
Grade of
is
Nines.
your second single.
No, Deliverance is my fifth single.
A fifth single
Yeah,
already?
yeah.
Fifth single. So now Grade of Nines is the latest.
The latest.
When are we likely to see a full album here?
Hopefully next year.
Uh-huh. And how many songs will be part of that album?
Hopefully 8.
8 songs. So
Yes.
are you still writing the remaining 2 or 3 songs?
I'm writing everything this year, and I finished a couple. So I'm trying to save up songs already. Para next year, it's all prepared.
And what is the underlying theme of the remaining songs?
It's
that
the
still have to
reality
be
of life.
recorded?
Since I did Grid of Nine, so everything would be about a real heartbreak. You know, not an online heartbreak. A heartbreak. I'm writing about giving enough space and time for people. You know, when they're undergoing a certain situation. So those kinds of things. You know, everything that happens in real life, and it's more personal because. Usually, the songs I've written before is not my experience, but now it's mostly from my own experience.
Other people's experience and your personal experience. You know, you're an accomplished performer. You're a guitarist. You brought your guitar.
Yeah.
You're a musician, singer, and composer. Where did you get this this DNA?
I'm not sure.
Your
but
parents?
I think it's just something that I just developed and I just really want doing. You know, sometimes it's just liking what you do and loving it.
Having the passion,
Yeah.
right, for music. So now, Caren, could you play a few lines for all of us
Yeah, sure.
from A Grid of Nines?
Yeah, I'll play the first verse till the chorus.
All right. Caren Tevanny, Grid of Nines.
Eyes closed, I saw you walking around the hall in a crowded room, and yeah, you're still alone. You broke down, it's hard for me to hear you call. You're full of compliments, they never ever ends. They always try to turn me against you, create a monster worse than who you really are. Somehow I wonder if you'd ever let go of this place called home, trapped behind the grid of nines. As I watched you from distant skies, drown yourself in another space. You lost your name, do it all for fame.
Beautiful, beautiful words, beautiful lyrics.
Thank you.
Grid of Nines, Caren Tevanny.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much
Rico.
for joining us.
Thank you for
on The
having
Final
me
Word.
here.